بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Hello brothers, this is how are you? In today's lesson I would like to show you how we can create drawings for in tekla structure 2022. As you see here, we have this part. Here we are in the select component. We can select objects and component, and we see we have this part. If we right click before we right click, or let's say go to and create fabrication drawing. Is here we have two things. It gives us two things. The first of all is A, which is the assembly, and the second one is the B, is the W, which is the B1, and which is the part drawing. And where it comes these names, if we will look at B1 and B1 small and capital, just click here, and you see here is the part numbering, which is B, and the assembly number is which is B capital. Okay, so we can change this one. For example, let's say for the rafter, for the assembly, let's say name it as a rafter, so R, and modified. And after that, if we come back and select this one, right click, create fabrication drawing, you see we need for perform numbering, because when we change something, so we have to perform numbering. So we say perform numbering. Okay, as you see here in the assembly, now it became R1. And why this is B here? Where we can change it, we can but just go to the assembly, select assembly, and here we have this one. This is the beam, this is not the beam, this is the rafter, so we can change this one as well. So I shall modify. Okay, after that I'll go to part, select this one. Even I can select from the assembly, no problem. Right click, create fabrication drawing. Again we need perform numbering. We can say number all modified objects, the objects that modified anyhow. So now as here R1 is the rafter, which is A is assembly, and B1 is the part drawing. And what is this? This is this what kind of drawing is we need. For example, I need this one ME beam with parts. I need with parts also as well. And this one I can just say ME beam. Okay. And the cool thing about the creation drawings in tekla 2022 is that I will make only one drawing for a rafter, and after that one for rafter, one for column, and one for bracing, one for purlin, and I will set all the settings that I have. After that I will match all the drawing, all the style that I used from this drawing, and copy it or clone it to the other drawings. So let's try. I will first of all I will make one. So I'll say create, and as here I have two drawings now created. And after that I will go to the drawings and reports. Just let me finish this one. Yeah. Now finished, and go to render drawings and reports, go to document manager, and as you see here we have this one, R1 and B1. This is the two previous one. I can just delete them, no problem. Yes. So let's open the R1, which as you hear the R1 is like this. And maybe this style I don't like. There's clipping. I want to change the clipping as well, just by double clicking, and double clicking here, of course. And I will say fit by parts, and this attribute are attributes. Go to the cut parts, and I'll say no. I'll say modify. As here now is goes outside the frame that I have. If I want, I can just go back to the here and change the scale to 1:20 and modify it. Yeah, now I think it's good. And after that I'll just select this one, and I'll say modify. As you see, now I modified these two. Okay, so as you see here I have many sections. I have weldings, marks for the welding mark, as you see here, while I select this one, and you see here the visibility is workshop. I will say none. I don't want to be visible in any kind of drawings, so I'll say modify. Let me select this one, and again welds in hidden parts, or again in hidden parts I don't want, so I'll say modify, and you see now all the weldings are gone now. Okay, so that's very good. I want to for this one as well, if I want, just modify it. And what else, what we can do, we can part mark. If we want the part mark, we want to change something, as see here, here is the position. The position, for example, I want to change the size of it, let's say 5, and maybe the color of it, and I also modify, yeah, as well, modify. You see here, this is B1. I change it, the part numbering, this for the part. For neighbor part, if I want, I can say again, I can say part for this position, and let me select this one and apply it. Maybe this one, if we change it to another color, so we can separate between them. As you see, it's like this. And what else we have? This for the main part. If I want to for the secondary part as well, I want to check it. You see, for the part mark again, we have main part. If I go to the secondary part, you see here, I want to be this one, for example, this color, and this one, let's say again we want to be 5, modified. You see, here is the secondary parts, and now change it. And for the main part as well, for the main part as well, we have the part position. For the main part, we can add the section of it all as well. So the part position, and what I can say, just go to make profile. The profile will be this color, for example, and I will select this one and modify. So I'll go back to the, you see here, this is IP 300, so that's very well. And what else I have objects as well. You see here I have parts. For the part appearance, you see here we have this color. Maybe I want to be this one, and for the hidden one I want to be like this, as you see here. Again, I want to apply it to this one, so I'll select only this one and modify it. You see here the hidden, and for the reference line, you see now I think it's very good. And for the fill, I don't want to be fill here, the outline, that is very good. For the center line, as here we have center line here. If I want to remove it, I can remove it without any problem. Yeah, if I have to change this, select this one and modify. You see now, modify center line of the beam is gone as well. What I have for the rest, I can at each time I can save this here if I want. I think now is good for me, for like something like this as well. I have dimensions. If I want, I can change it. I can delete this dimension if I want. Here you see is this kind of dimension. If I don't want to be like this, I can change it, no problem. I can change this one as well. Anyhow, so let's say enough for now. Just I want to change the rest of it, these parts Okay, so I will say apply for now this one, and I will double click here. If you see here, there's a clip, so I double click here inside the box inside, and I will say no, modified. And now you see again I want to be for this one, modify. Okay, and now I have this thing. I will go to the views, arrange. Now it's arranged for me like this. If I want, I can bring the triangles like this to be centered here, and maybe this plate here or this section here. This one should be here again. This one should be here, and for the rest we have to move it to the wanted place or where we want. Anyhow, so the rest of it you can arrange it without any problem. Sorry, yeah, I want to change one by, or select one by one, so I can move them to the required position. So let's say we have this one, okay, and after that what I have to do, I just close it, and yes, I want to save it. So now as you see here, I have R1. Okay, R1. The first of all, I will change the I'll say go to properties and make this one to 0, so I can see it from this area. And I will go to the assembly, and I will select all the assemblies here and all the assemblies here. And as here, the numbering is numbering assembly is the which is the prefix. I will say for all R and all R rafters, and I will say modify. That's very good. Why I name these rafters? This is very useful for me. For example, if I select everything and I set that go to right click, create fabrication drawing. Of course, we have to perform numbering because we changed something. So as here we have this rafter A1. So we have a rafter, and if we let me show you. For example, for this one, let's try it for this one. Right click, create fabrication drawing. This one we have a rafter, okay, and this, I think this is the rafter 1. There's no difference between them. I think all of the rafters are rafter 1. So how we can see this is the rafter 1 or not? We can right click, which is in assembly, and inquire, and we see this is the position rafter. The total number is 16. We have the total number is 16. So if we look at 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8 plus 8, which is 16. We have all of these rafters are the same. But if I come and change something, for example, I want to change this connection here. Just go to the properties, and instead of 150, I want to make it 200. So just to be modified this one, okay. And after that what I have to go, I will go to the drawings and reports drawings. If we look at here, you see, if I go to R1, I have to perform numbering. Just look at here, R1 now became R1 and R2, which is, it's very cool thing in tekla structure, which not exists in advanced steel, as we know. Here now rafter A1 became 15, and we have another rafter which is if you look at here, drawing was cloned, so this one is cloned from the other one, so this one is 12. as you see here, and all of it are for rafter 2 is here. If we look at here, we see there's something changed here. Which is very good. And where is the difference? If we look at here, all of it are 11, and in R2 as well are 12. Why? So what's the difference? No, it's not like this, because this is for this triangular, but for this one it doesn't give us. We can make it. So how we can make it? We can just select it, select this one, and go to annotation and part mark for the selected part. As here now, this is number 10, not number 11 anyhow. So when we go to the plate here, this is number 10, and this is number 10, number 10 as well, number 10. So if we look at here, number 10 and number 11, we have 9 by look, this is 9, but this is 11, so we have missing number 20. You see, number 20, which we just changed. It's the same thing, but this one is became 200 instead of 150. So it's very cool thing. I think one of these raptors, let me try to select all of it, and I'll say part mark for selected parts. You see, 3 times 10, which is 1, 2, 3. But if we want, we can say we don't need groups. In future lessons we will come to that part as well. I will say for the selected part, yeah, this one is the 20. If we go to section FF, we have to find section FF. Where is it? Yeah, here the section is FF, and if you look at here, the plate is missing. So how we can solve this problem? Just by double clicking here, and I can say fit by parts, and we say modified, and you see now we see this is fit with the parts. So that's very good. Okay, so we have I'll say yes, we have this one because we have raptors is the same. So I think I have to make another drawing for the column. For example, this column or this column. I want to make a drawing for it. For example, just click here. So I will make another drawing for this one. Right click, create fabrication drawing. As you see here, this is the C1. I want to be columns with parts as well. We can make one for ourselves. So I will show you in the future. I can say associate parts, which is the parts, or what's this? I can make the drawings for the parts that exist in this assembly. For example, we have this plate, we have this beam, we have this plate as well. As you see here, that's why there are other 3 things, which is W, which is the single part for this one. So I'll say create. As you here, this for the column, these 2 are the plates, so I have to say these are plates, ME plate and ME plate, and this one ME column as well. As here, this ME column. So I'll say create. Now everything is done, and I will go to the document. As here, this, if we look at C1, which is the single part for the beam, for the column, and this one for the plates, because we don't set prefix for this one. This is 9, as you see here, and as well, what else we have? So we have this is the base plate, I think. Yeah, this is the base plate. Anyhow, so we go back to the C1, and we can change or whatever we can change whatever things we want by double clicking here. What we can do, we can say fit by parts, and we don't need to be shortened, and the scale I want to be 20, just modified. You see, it's something like this, and for this one modify, and for this one modify as well. The other changes, as we said before, you can make it, and I will say in the views I will say arrange, as you see here. So here I have or I can change this one. I can bring it to this point, or I think I have to select one by one. Yeah, I want to select this one and bring it here, or maybe so wherever I want. Again, for this part, if you look at here, I have the parts, and it gives me from the top and side. I can remove the side view. Sorry, I can say I don't need this side, which is show me the thickness, but because here the number one, and I have the list here, number is 15 millimeters, so I can ignore this step. Anyhow, so what I want to show you, I want to bring this section here, and these three to the top. Here we have these dimensions. Okay, the base plate, if I want to, I can bring it here, or let's say we can bring here. We have 4 numbers in this column, which is C1. C1 we have 4 numbers. The quantity is 4. Okay, so I'll click close this one. Yes, I'll say yes, and after that, what I'm doing, I just select all the columns that I have. I want to create, for example, drawings for that one, or for this one also. I'll say create fabrication drawing, and here we have another something, that's the smart create. You see, anything which is column, or take the C1, the C1 that we set. So all the applied settings here will be applied to these columns as well. So I'll say create. I created before only C1. I will open C2, C3, and we see what's the difference between them. Okay, I want to up to the end, so I can see all the drawing that's here. The drawing was cloned. That's the scene setting it gives, or take from the C1. We will wait to the end. Okay, let's try to find C5. You see, C5 is just like C1 before. However, it's the difference in shapes in plates, but it's the same thing without clipping and with this arrangement. And we need a little arrangement, and it will be finished. Of course, we have some extra data, or some extra dimensions. We need to remove it, or in the future lessons we will discuss how we can set the dimensions. As here, the dimension style, by double clicking here on the dimension, we can open this one and click from here to remove the relative, which is we have relative in advanced still, and we, for example, we don't want to be grouped. There are many things. If we want to change the color of it, modified, whatever we want, we can do it. So this is for how we can create the drawings. In the future lessons we will discuss more about the tekla construction and the tekla techniques. So hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much.